Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. I got a question yesterday if I could make some snippet clusters with just my antique things. She wanted to buy 10 of my clusters just using the textile from the 1800 and book papers from 1800 and also some of the old laces. So of course I can do that. So I'm turning on the camera. So if you're interested in see how I do these or are interested in order some, you can contact me on the email address that is in the description box. So let's start. She wanted to have them neutral, so we are not going to use so much color. Mostly white and neutrals. So it is as she wishes. This France lady from France, actually. So let's use up some of these pieces that are from the old textile bed linen, where I get all my old laces from. There is a lot of textile that is left over from cutting out the laces, so it's nice if we can use them up this way. And she wanted them to be rather small, so she could have them in a tiny little book she had purchased. Okay, let's start with these. So we don't overdo it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Let's make 20. Then we have 10 for her and 10 for someone else, if there is interest of getting these. They are perfect to decorate everything with, so I use so much snippets. Okay, so I'm thinking I want the cheesecloth first this time. So I'm just thinking if I should use white or some of those that are a little colored, but I think we will go with the white. You can see it anyway. I will speed up part of the process so that you don't need to see me do everything 20 times. So I will start with just cut up these in pieces that are ready to use. So after the cheesecloth, we took the paper pieces and put them in place, and then a thin lace. So now we have already a few layers done. The next step will be the laces that are a bit thicker. So I have cut a few pieces of those too, so we can put them down. So let's see. So we are in frame. So let's start with cleaning up the glue bottle. I have both crocheted and some other ones that I think can work on these. Most of them is from old tablecloth and the bed linen things that I also use. I always think it's so amazing that they have actually crocheted these with the threads that are almost like sewing thread. They are so thin. I should never have the mood to, or the patience to sit and do these really small crocheted laces. It's an amazing job, I think. And in the old days they also had the bad light to think about. Not like these days we have all these new way of getting a nice light. It's a small one, so I'm thinking maybe could put it on that one. really like these. This was so big, so it needs some more glue. That one done. This one is done, and that one is done. This one and this one is left, and try to have things under control. This was a bit boring. Needs another one. I don't like boring. No. Two more, this one and this one, and no, that one too. How do we think this looks? This actually absolutely need another one. Boring. That. So let me see. I think we are good. So the next step will be probably some buttons. I also have these, but they are kind of goldy. I would have liked something with a little bling on them. But we might just maybe put a little gold splatter on them when we have put on the buttons. I have these, but they are not old. So I don't know if I can of course put them on a few, as these are so many. See how it looks. It's kind of small flowers. Where am I? There. kind of lighten it up a bit. They are a little bit more shiny. Not so bad, I think. One more. Okay, we are done with the base. So I'm trying to just put them aside a little bit and find some buttons. I have a big jar here with, but they need to find white ones. Mother of pearl, yes. I'm going to pick out 10 and or at least 10, and then I will be back and show you. So I have picked out a lot of different old buttons. A question I often get is how I know that a button is old, and how when I'm kind of out in thrift stores and second-hand stores and want to buy old buttons. The thing I look at is the back of the button. You can see this typical pattern on real old buttons. Today they are perfectly white on the back, but the old one, you have this typical mother of pearl pattern on the back of them. On this one you can see, and this one, they are newer, still old, but the real ones that are really old is those with the brown pattern on. So that's a nice thing to check when you are, if you have this pattern on the back, you know it's real mother of pearl buttons. I had a small one that I would like to use. I think I'm going to just cut off the old threads on them. They are so small, so sometimes it's difficult to get it to loosen. Someone have just cut them off and left the thread in them. Sometimes easier to just take a knife and do a score on them. like that. Cute little one and the real one. Okay, so let's choose some beautiful buttons, and I'm going to glue them down now and sew them with thread a bit later when they are in place. I have different sizes. On some of them it's perfect with the bigger one. I found this one. I thought it was so beautiful. It was shining kind of in gold. I'm not sure how old that one is. Probably not so old as the other ones. Another thing you can look at is this one. These are porcelain. And you can see that rather quickly. They have a special look. They almost look like plastic. But if you do like this, you can hear that it's porcelain and old. So then I will sew all these buttons so that we can see that they are really sewn down and not just glued. Let's do 2 knots so we are sure that it will stay in place. And then a little bit of gold. And I'm just putting that on the edge of the paper. Like that. Close up so you can see. And I also did this one. Did some embroidery on that one too. So then a bit of machine sewing, so I'm sure that this will stay in place. Or embroidery, you can choose how you would like to do them yourself. This has got the gold, but I haven't sewn the button yet. So this was it for today. I hope you liked them and got some ideas for making your own. You don't need to use just antique laces. You can use what you have. This was kind of just because she wanted to order some, so then I thought I could do some more of these cute ones. So you will for sure see these in the Ella journal. I will do some for myself too. I love these simple ones, and you have this feeling of soulful and old thing. So that was it for today. I hope you liked it, so please give me a thumbs up if you did, and if you're not a subscriber yet, I would really appreciate that so I can continue to do these recordings. Thank you for watching and see you soon again. Bye bye from Sweden.